Am I wrong for asking my sister why did her husband leave her if she is such a perfect wife and mother? I, 30 female, had my first baby 8 months ago and I'm already back to work. I own several beauty salons with my husband and we both agreed that when our child is born, we will rely on the help of a nanny that we have known for years so I can continue working. Our baby boy is very happy. We, the parents, are also very happy and life is great overall. Last week, my sister, 35 female, came by our house to drop something and she happened to come just when I was returning from work. Nothing out of the ordinary happened and I assumed everything was cool. Yesterday, we went to our parents' place to have a cup of coffee and agree on some things for Christmas dinner. And my sister started making comments that she feels so bad that my husband and son are lacking the proper care and attention a wife and a mother should give to her family. She was telling this to my husband in front of me and our parents. I did not have a chance to say anything because my husband told her he and our son are not lacking anything and asked her where she got the idea from. My sister explained that last week when she came to our house and I was just returning from work, she saw how I looked, that I had makeup on, my hair was done, my nails were perfect, and it showed that I was very concerned about superficial things instead of being a good mother and wife. My husband said her remarks are just plain stupid, and since I've always been like this is part of my identity, and if I look good and I'm concerned with my looks, it does not mean I am not a good wife or mother. My sister continues saying that as parents who have a boy, we should be concerned the example we give to him because he has to learn to appreciate women for other qualities other than looks. She even said my husband has no idea what he's talking about because he doesn't know what he's missing out yet. Where is she getting this audacity from? I was already angry at this point, so I asked her if that was the case, why did her husband leave her? She pays no attention to her looks. Based on her messed up ideas, she has all the qualities of a dedicated wife and mother, but still her ex-husband left her and willingly wanted to miss out her perfect ass. She started crying and shouting and Dad kicked her out. Mom was trying to make us both apologize, but Dad was not having it, asked her to leave. Today, my sister sends me a novel explaining all the reasons why I'm the a-hole. She claims it was cruel of me to mention her ex-husband leaving her when she was just worried for her brother-in-law and nephew. She claims I am the a-hole because Dad kicked her out of their houses and is taking my side. I have not responded to her messages yet because I'm still angry. I admit I may have been cruel to her, but she was insulting me, so she had it coming. Top comment, not the a-hole because she opened the topic for discussion. If we are not allowed to out our opinions in other people's families, then why was she insistent on doing that? It's her standard you were going with when she insisted on it. Exactly, like if she thinks that she can make comments about somebody else and say, oh, well, you're not a good wife and you're not a good mother because you're caring about your looks and you're caring about superficial things, which taking care of yourself and actually looking good is not super, but you know what I mean. And she didn't do any of those, yet her husband still left her. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's better for you to say things and let out your feelings when you're angry in these type of family feud, family drama, instead of holding it in and then one day exploding. I feel like if somebody's being shady, be shady right back. Then you're going to be feeling so much better. Then you're not going to have all this resentment and hatred. And one day you're just saying all these crazy things and you're explaining. People are going to be looking at you like, why is she acting so crazy? You know what I mean? But yeah, OP definitely ate with that. Am I wrong for walking out when my girlfriend's dad tried to test me like some kind of interview? So I, 30 male, have been seeing Maya, 27 female, for a little over 2 years now. Things are good between us, but her dad, he's not exactly my biggest fan. He's one of those guys who thinks he needs to test me to see if I'm worthy of his daughter, and honestly is getting old. This weekend, Maya invited me to her parents' house for dinner. I didn't want to go at first, but Maya really wanted me there, so I agreed. It started off fine, but then as usual, her dad started with the comments. I'm a graphic designer, and he's always saying things like, is that even a real job? Or what do you do? Just move things around on a computer all day? Yeah, what do they do? What's a graphic design? I always hear that, but I've never been so curious to the point of searching it up and seeing what they do. But I'm gonna do that after this video. I was trying to brush it off, but things got worse when he asked me to help him in the garage. I thought it was just a small thing, but then he handed me this ridiculously heavy toolbox and said, let's see if you can handle it. I told him I wasn't dressed for it, but he just smirked and said, figures. You don't look like you do much manual work. It was like he was waiting for me to do something wrong. When we went back inside, things didn't get any better. Her dad made this comment about how I probably don't even know how to fix a flat tire, and her mom joined in saying, "Bet you're the kind of guy who orders takeout every night, huh?" The whole table laughed, and Maya was just sitting there, kind of giggling along with them. At that point, I couldn't take it anymore. I snapped and told her dad, "I'm not here to prove anything to you. If I loved fixing cars, I'd be a mechanic, not a designer. I don't need to test to show I'm good enough for your daughter." The room went dead silent. Her dad got all defensive, saying I was being too sensitive, and Maya got upset with me too. She said I should have just gone with the flow and not made a scene. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I just grabbed my stuff and left. Now Maya's barely talking to me, and I feel like maybe I went too far, but I just don't get why her dad can't respect me. Am I wrong? I feel like once this whole thing starts, it's never gonna stop. It would be better for him, like, just to stand up for himself now, and then, like, but yeah. Plus, like, I don't know, why didn't you just defend him and say, "Hey, you guys, maybe he doesn't like this"? Because clearly OP is communicating that he does not like these like jabs that the father-in-law is taking at him. I don't know. And if, like, your boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't think your family are in-laws. I think, to me, what I believe in, your in-laws are when you guys are married. Because I always see people say, "Oh, my mother-in-law, oh, my family-in-law." But you're only dating. If you're boyfriend and girlfriend, that's not your in-laws. That's just your boyfriend's family. But no, these two stories, you guys, they're starting off with a banger because everybody's already standing up for themselves. Anyways, on to the next story. I remember telling my boyfriend I wouldn't date him if he was trans. I, 18 female, have been dating my boyfriend, C, 19 male, for about 2 years. Our relationship was usually pretty good, but recently we had this really weird conflict where I feel like I'm being gaslighted into feeling like I'm the villain. The other day, me and C were at his house watching TV. Then he suddenly asked me, "Would you still date me if I was trans?" I'm 100% a cis hetero girl, and although I am an ally, I wouldn't date a trans girl, even if she was my significant other before the transition. I told him something along the lines of, "No, because I'm not attracted to women." Then he got really weird and angry. He started talking about how it shouldn't matter what gender he was because I loved him, and we had been dating for a long time. Then he called me transphobic. I was really taken aback by his attack because of hypothetical statement, so I told him it wasn't transphobic to not want to date someone of a gender you're not attracted to. Then I asked him why he was getting his panties in a bunch because of this weird scenario. He told me to leave the house. That was 4 days ago, and now, although the typical Reddit scenario of his grandma's dog texted us ranting or something didn't happen, our friends have asked us what's going on because they know something happened. I feel bad because he genuinely thought I was being an a-hole for my answers, even though I thought they were respectful to the trans community. Am I wrong? What? Why is... I feel like he's hiding something. What? So we have an update. I don't know if many of you will see this, but I called my boyfriend and asked him about the question. He said recently he had been rethinking his gender, his own words. I said that although I would be there for him, obviously I wouldn't be attracted to him physically if he decided to transition. I'm trying to help him through it, but we both thought because of our answers we should probably break up. He apologized to me for calling me transphobic and other stuff. Also, I have been seeing transphobic comments on this post, and I like to clarify, transphobic is never okay. Anyways, yeah, so I knew he was hiding something. People don't get mad about scenarios out of no reason. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're free to do God knows what, but, as long as they solve the situation.